Welcome back to the Watchtower Film Podcast, the film review podcast on the Towercast Network by Cinephiles for Cinephiles.
You gotta say it like the master.
Carlos, what are we on? Remember, if you blink, we have to restart.
Restart. I don't know. I'm
Are
trying
you
to
the
think of a key line he says.
No, you gotta. You just have to answer straight.
No, he doesn't answer. He asks a
No,
question.
that's why I said
communicates
like
in,
you have
like-
to answer this without blinking.
But you got to give him more
Yeah.
questions, though. So
Okay, fine.
He
What-
communicates in metaphors.
All right, ready? You blinked.
Who
You
touched
failed.
your dad?
Who touched my chin? I hope nobody.
The first two are kind of, to test the
Oh,
water.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. It's
Boom,
like,
hit him
what's
with
your
it.
name?
What's your name?
Yeah.
What's your name?
What's the podcast?
What do you like to know,
What's
weather
your
boy?
podcast?
What movie are we covering?
All of them.
What movie are we covering?
All of them.
What
All
movie are
of
we
them.
covering? What movie are
All
we
of
covering?
them.
What episode is this?
All of them.
Do it, lady.
What does that even mean?
Do all of it, all the
We
time.
are back.
Yes, we
Thank
are.
you for joining us. Let us know what you thought about our One Battle After
Yes.
Another
Yeah.
Honestly,
podcast.
yeah.
We
I
went.
didn't think anything because I don't have thoughts in this head.
Hey, shut up!
Don't tell me what your pretty curly little head is thinking, CK.
Damn.
I appreciate the
We are back. Let us know what you thought of the episode. We went a little long, but we thought it was warranted.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, yeah.
special episode for us. And let us know also what you thought about the skit. We we retraced some steps from the set.
Hey,
Yeah.
The director of that skit, this is like his junior film.
Yeah,
It
he's
was
like
fucking
like
crazy.
fresh out of film school or shit.
Yeah,
This is
he's,
the
on,
craziest
he's on
thing.
the
It's-
fire, dude.
They
Banger
called
after
it. It's
banger.
my
First month out.
junior skit film.
Junior skit.
Yeah,
He's dropping
Wait,
banger.
You know
after
what's sad
banger
about
after banger.
that is that the world hasn't even seen one of them.
I know.
Damn.
You've directed them, but they've never come out.
But
I
he dug
know.
them up, and now they're ready.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, this will be the debut.
Debut.
The debut.
Let us know what you thought.
Yes.
We had fun. We had a lot of
because
fun.
we are doing that one.
Yeah, that'll come
This
out.
time.
Absolutely. I hope so. I hope so. Social
one
media
skit after
team.
another.
Yeah, social media team.
Speaking of social media team, who do we got in the room?
Who do we
Carlos
got in the
Del Toro?
room? Let's start there. We have the very lovely Megan Tovar, making sure our socials are killing.
Do a flip.
Also, like this
Brother, I
is coming out the Monday after the El Paso Film Festival. So, what did you guys think about the El Paso Film Festival?
Hey,
Ooh,
man,
super
remember how like
excited.
fucked up we all got?
Dude.
I don't because I was fucked up.
Also,
Thanks.
I was designated driver, so I
You
did
were
not.
DD. You did not.
I was safe.
I thought
You
it was
were
a little
safe.
short.
Can you
Nice.
you can't get through this life straight, can you?
Damn.
What are you doing in England?
Next question.
You need to get off the booze.
Need some moonshine.
What did you say?
The very talented Mr. Eric C.K. Nunez.
John
Our
C.K.
fellow
Riley.
producer.
Oh, you can't see
Up
me.
to bat.
I can't see you.
What do you want?
Nothing.
I love how we're just quoting lines that aren't even in the film. Like, it's the
I'm living
best
with the-
thing.
Hey, but it's the tone of it. It's the
Hey,
tone of it.
exactly.
It
Yeah.
matches it, you know?
I
Look,
dig
I'm the
it.
master. Simba.
I respect it.
Everything you see, the sun touches it.
Yeah. Mr. Michael C. Della O offering a cinematography perspective. Lots to say.
Lots of movie.
Lots of movie.
Lots of movie.
You guys see my hot Cheeto hands? My hot Cheeto hands make an
Oh,
appearance in
dude.
this one.
You should touch Meg's iPad.
Excuse me?
What does that mean?
Not my
Nah, because every time somebody brings an iPad,
She's like, not my iPad, and she's got fucking hot Cheeto fingers too. Look at that.
no, I was gonna say every time there's like Cheeto fingers around, it's always whenever I bring my iPad, and then there's that one nephew that's like, "Tiene juegos."
For sure.
Just don't drop it.
I'm proud of him. He's come a long way. Mr. Jean-Eric Gasser offering an acting perspective.
How you guys doing out there?
Mr.
There's going to be a
John.
lot of
Land.
questions for you today, sir.
Absolutely, man. Every PTA film, it seems, is a fairly heavy acting film.
Mr. John C. Riley up the
Is he
bat.
acting right? He's acting right now. He's doing the acting thing. Hold on.
Ooh.
You want some booze?
I love how you're talking like it's Sam Elliott starring in a PTA film. You know? Like, it's just like we gotta get off. We got some hooch.
Got some
I'm your fellow film servant, Carlos Sandra Torre, offering a writing, directing perspective.
Also,
The gun shooting blanks.
Also,
I don't know.
I would like to give credit. First unit director
First unit.
on our
Killed it today.
skit.
Killed
Dude,
it.
from now on, every film I make, I'm gonna credit myself.
Yeah.
First unit direction.
First.
Dude, the acting was so much fun. Like our little
was-
clip
yeah.
that we
it
did
was
this
fire.
afternoon was
Hey,
I'll say this. I was gonna
I think I was also cast in this promo.
True.
From what I
Yes.
understand.
True.
I don't
from what is seen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sensei.
It was fun, man. It was so super fun.
Thank you, Sensei.
I got
Courage, Bob.
I got a good one for you guys.
You got a good one for us.
This is usually a question that John Eric asks,
Oh man.
but I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask it today.
Thank you.
Wait, I
Hold
think I
on,
know
what
where
if-
this is going.
What if I ask the question, I'll mouth it, but you gotta like say
All right.
it. All right, ready?
All right. So how you guys doing today? What have you guys watched over the weekend? And I love Eric Castro.
Yodel, 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 yodel.
I'm
Man.
trying to think back. I feel like this weekend I didn't
I
watch
saw a
ton of
documentary,
things.
the AK Charlie Sheen.
Oh, how was that? Yeah,
I know it's a
yeah.
documentary. It's good. Like obviously, it's a typical documentary and how
Yeah.
he got started, how he got to this point. But then at the end, there's a twist.
I didn't know he was addicted to crack.
That's not the twist.
I know. I'm just saying. I didn't realize he was addicted to crack.
I thought because of the crack and all that, that's why he got HIV.
I love
He
how
got
you're-
HIV?
Yeah,
Is
he's
that
been
the
living,
twist?
he's been living with HIV for like
the
a
twist
while.
is how he got HIV.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah, he was like, well, some of it was weird, some of it was fun.
it was with a. Damn, that sounds fucking horrible. Should I just spoil it?
I probably.
Yeah.
It was with a dude, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's talking about like,
we all
they
went to
asked him the
college.
question like, all right, we already talked about everything that was publicly. What haven't we talked about? He's like, well, there's a menu, right? Have you ever turned and seen the other side of the menu? You're like, whoa, what is he talking about?
You know,
He starts talking about
it's interesting
Dessert
because
menu.
you know,
Damn.
obviously,
Which is fine, but it's like, whoa.
the offbeat shit that he did right at the tail end of 2.5 Men and how he got fired off that show and shit like that. Obviously, derailed his career. But
Yeah.
Doug Ellen, fellow alumni of the Towercast, tried to
Shout
revive
out.
his career.
Really?
In a sense, he shot a pilot with Charlie Sheen called Rambling Man. Rambling Man? Something like that. It's basically a pilot. It has Kevin Connolly. It has Kevin Dillon. It has Turtle from it has a bunch of recurring entourage.
Oh wow.
Just a lot
And-
of Kevins.
And yeah, and Chuck Sheen's in it. He's the lead. He basically plays like a played out actor who becomes a podcaster.
Okay.
And since Doug Ellen's a podcaster now, post Entourage, like that's what he made the show about. And it was privately financed, and they shot this pilot and spent a shitload of money on it. Shopped it around, pitched it, didn't take.
Was it more of Charlie
nobody
Sheen
wanted
just
it.
being volatile?
Dude, even Martin Sheen's in it.
oh, wow.
Martin Sheen plays his dad in the show.
That's one thing for sure about the documentary is Martin Sheen fucking loves his kids.
Yeah,
He
you
was
saw
there
it.
all the time.
Yeah. They even come out in a lot of movies, too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Marty Sheen's a Marty
Street.
Sheen's a mensch.
I love that fucking. I love that scene in Hot Shots Part 2 where they're like crossing boats and he's like, "I loved you in Wall Street."
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
I love them. The Departed.
The
He's
Departed.
incredible in The Departed. Yeah, but
feel like-
anyways, like they did try to give him a shot again. And
He was good in The
Didn't
Departed, but he kind of fell off at the end.
Martin Sheen.
I fucking hate
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. But
you. Damn, honestly, that was pretty fire.
What have you guys watched? If you could recall or imagine.
I watched the movie.
you sure did.
Yep. Leading up to what just happened at the film fest, I watched Mallrats.
You did watch
Oh, you
Mallrats.
did.
That was
That's
so
good.
fun.
That's
That
good.
was so fun.
Were there malls in there?
There were rats.
Nothing but
It was
rats.
crazy, and all the rats they like lived in Paris and they cooked,
Oh,
and it
Oh,
was
no, no.
insane.
That's Ratatouille,
That's
brother.
and then like the
That's-
linguine is the son of the chef.
No.
Spoilers.
Dude,
Yeah, dude, what the
Kevin
fuck?
Smith does no wrong.
Mallrats.
yeah.
Mallrats, super fun.
Mallrats was a lot of fun. I was just like tripped out because it's Kevin's like sophomore film,
Yeah.
and like seeing them all so young and like
Oh,
playing
yeah.
those roles. Because I guess I saw like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and then I saw like Clerks 3 when like everybody's just
Super fresh.
like aged up. So seeing them all younger where they look like kids
Yeah.
playing these roles, like that was super fun. But
Yeah.
yeah good film.
Absolutely. If we haven't announced it by now, you get an exclusively returning into this episode.
Dun, dun,
This
dun.
Thursday,
Oh.
Kevin Smith will be on the Towercast podcast.
Come
Go
on.
catch our conversation with Kevin Smith.
Still doesn't
It's
feel
gonna be, yeah, pretty incredible. So we had a great conversation in studio.
Yeah.
Which is not something we get to say super often on the pod, but El Paso Film Festival, you know.
Yeah, you rock.
Yeah. So if you checked them out and you went to the show, let us know what you thought. Let us
Yeah.
know what you thought of an
Comment
evening
down
with
below.
Kevin Smith. And Lloyd Kaufman was also in studio hanging out for a little bit.
He's so cool.
Yeah, so fun. But go check out our conversation with the great Kevin Smith this Thursday on the
Can't
pod.
miss it.
It's important to also give a shout out to our fellow man, Austin Young, our fellow
Dude!
producer who we miss. We
love you,
constantly
Austin.
miss. We love the man.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to have him back.
We must say, Meg is taking your chair right now.
A little bit, keeping it warm.
There is a
keeping it
trying to
warm.
help, please.
there's a hole that can only be filled with Austin.
We miss you, Austin.
Austin, I
He
can't
filled
wait for
all
you
of
to.
our
I
fill
think
it.
Michael misses you a lot, Austin.
He really filled all of
Yeah,
our
I don't know
holes.
if you know
And,
that.
you know, much like the body on the beach, the sandy body in this film that we're going to talk about, all of these holes were filled.
Which
Speaking
for,
of filling the hole,
Speaking of filling the holes.
if
we're
you
talking
guys
about.
haven't seen it, there's Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master 2012. We're going to
Wrap
finish
up.
our auteur series as a whole for this year. And no pun
We're
intended. as a
definitely
whole.
finishing up.
We're definitely filling up that hole. But yeah, we get to close out our month with. I'm glad we kind of went in this direction because we're all kind of giving CK some shit. We have been for a week or so about picking the master and you know not picking Punch Drunk Love or
Come on.
Licorice
Or
Pizza.
Licorice Pizza.
And I'm glad because I took a similar route with Scorsese in terms of picking the more unorthodox pictures that a lot of people don't talk about a ton.
like
So-
Age of Innocence.
yeah, I fucking love Age of Innocence, man.
Over Gangs of New York.
We already did Gangs in New York.
Yeah.
How are we gonna do it again?
I feel sheepish.
You've so yeah, we're gonna talk about the master, starring the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Late? Oh,
my.
Gee, yeah,
I
Philip
thought you were
Seymour
talking
Hoffman.
about Joaquin.
No,
That's what-
Joaquin's still very
yeah.
much alive.
Late.
Joaquin
Yeah.
Phoenix, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy
Forever.
Adams.
Oh man.
More than a few other actors. Rami Malek is in this picture.
I don't know what I just watched.
Jesse Pinkman.
Jesse Plemons.
Pinkman.
What is this?
Walt.
Scientology, bitch.
Scientology, bitch.
We're here to talk about the master, and it's. I'll throw it out there. At the time, as every other filmmaker does.
Yeah.
In the time of its release, and since then, Paul Thomas Anderson would go back to say that this is one of his favorite pictures. I think there's a bit of clouded judgment there because this was his last film with Philip Seymour Hoffman that they ever made together. This Philip Seymour Hoffman passed away shortly after the making of this
R.I.P.
picture. What's a bit of a sad story to kick us off, because as Alal says, I just felt sad after watching this, is that from what I understand, Philip Seymour Hoffman had his first drink in, I think, like 23 months at the wrap party of this film.
No,
And as we know,
it was
Damn.
So Philip Seymour Hoffman, he was a very, very hard drug addict
Mm-hmm.
up until the age of 20 or 21. And I think it was at 21 when he was in rehab that he made an oath to himself. I'm going to go sober.
so was it like 20 years then, maybe?
Yeah, he relapsed like I want to say 1 or 2 months before he passed away.
Yeah, it was during the making of the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
That's where they found them, basically. is,
Yeah.
In this hotel room during the making of the picture. But
But that whole entire time, he was sober.
Yeah.
The whole time.
well,
Capote-
according to some reports, there is that he had his first drink after 20 plus years at the wrap party of the master, and that set him off into his path
Really?
that decided his fate. I don't know
So
if
what
this
did he pass away from?
he OD'd from
heroin.
Heroin.
From what I
think-
understand, it was
heroin.
similar to the.
I don't want to talk out of pocket, but yeah.
to the Chris Farley situation. It was like what do they call them? The things that are high and low, the snowballs or the
Oh, the speedballs.
The speedballs.
River Phoenix passed away from the same thing.
River Phoenix. Yeah. So
Speedballs.
he just kind of did a thing.
You know what that is?
Yeah, it's a mixture of uppers and downers, and it's heavily heroin, but a lot of cocaine. I mean, it's a mixture of. They call it a fucking cocaine cocktail. Like it's
Speedballs.
They
the
say
different forms of cocaine basically giving you the highs.
It's
and lows.
insanity,
They
bro.
say that if it
Taking
doesn't
something
hit
don't know.
you in like 15 or 30 seconds,
Yeah.
then you're gonna die.
I think John Belushi died from the same thing. I think John Belushi was doing speedballs with Robin Williams, and yeah, Robin Williams made it out.
Side note, crazy thing about the Charlie Sheen documentary.
I mean,
Charlie
speaking of drugs,
Sheen,
yeah.
Nicolas Cage, and who was the other one?
Sean Penn?
Yeah,
probably?
they all did a lot of drugs.
Yeah,
You're like-
it doesn't shock me in the slightest.
Yeah, but anyway, go for it.
Hollywood, baby. No, but yeah,
Hollywood.
sadly, this is the last lead performance from Philip Seymour Hoffman.
God, this guy's a god, man.
And shortly after, obviously, he did the Hunger Games, and that was his his swan song. But he was nominated for an Oscar for the supporting actor in this picture, and Joaquin was nominated for the lead actor.
Who did they lose out to?
That's
There's
a
no
good
way.
question. They both lost, so nobody won.
Well, I don't know
Nobody
about
won in
Seymour
this
Hoffman.
picture.
Like,
Nobody
he's
won
good.
that year. The
Nobody,
Oscars.
like, as far as the master goes, no.
Dude, the chemistry,
nobody.
No, nobody.
the chemistry those two have on set, like in every picture, every single scene, is just like, damn, if you guys are for sure like this off of set, like even when the cameras aren't rolling, you guys are this way.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's so fucking sick.
It's pretty special to know that the relationship and the chemistry that this was Philip Seymour Hoffman's fifth film with PTA. And fifth and final. And, the chemistry and the growth, we see him in a completely polar
From Boogie
opposite
Nights
role
to
in
this,
Boogie Nights.
yeah.
And the growth and things like Magnolia and so on and so forth. But, there's no telling the electrifying kind of vibes we get off of Philip Seymour Hoffman in this.
His
Yeah, 'cause
presence
I feel
alone.
like
I
it
was
is-
actually kind of shocked that he got supporting. I would have given him lead. I would have campaigned
Yeah.
for him lead actor.
But you can't have two leads, so I can understand why they bumped them down to.
Yeah, but campaigning Joaquin over Philip in this one, I mean,
I-
is it
star,
screen time? Did he
I
really
think-
get that much more screen time?
No,
don't
I
feel like-
only
No, but
feel
he's the
like
one
it's
that we're
because the
kinda-
film kicks off with Joaquin and it ends with Joaquin. So
Sure, I mean that's his arc to an
yeah,
extent.
that's the big kind of like, I guess, focal point.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I could justify like them campaigning for
Campaigning.
supporting, and also for as strong of an acting role as that was, and an integral part of the story in general. Maybe he would have had a stronger chance in a supporting role compared to like other people.
Sure. I mean, you could toss this around as much as you want. I think Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Indubitably.
But one could argue he was a character actor.
Dude, I think that's one of the things that makes him such a phenomenal
Sure.
actor. Is it like a lot of actors, for example, Robert Downey Jr. He's a very good actor, but you know that
Daniel
it's Robert Downey
Day-Lewis
Jr.
and Lincoln.
Oh, how ironic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
But fucking Philip Seymour, I feel like it's very hard to be a character actor.
It is.
like it's
It's
fucking
extremely
talented.
hard. It's extremely
Silver
hard. You know
linings.
who I think about a lot when I think character actor?
Hugh Jackman.
I think of the Coen Brothers guy, Tim
Denzel.
Buster Scruggs.
Tim
Oh yeah, Tim Walsh.
Robbins?
No.
Tim something. I think of him. He's the guy from Holes. You guys remember Holes?
Yeah.
He's one of the
I just can't
counselors or
remember.
whatever.
Digging up them.
But he's doing a lot of. He's a great character.
He's a character actor?
Terrific
Sure,
character
Waltz.
actor.
So in this
Tim
one, you would call him a character actor? in this one?
No. I'd consider him more of a lead, but in the sense of his career.
Yeah. I know.
Even
Definitely
from
Boogie
stuff
Nights,
like Boogie Nights, Along Came Polly, like
for sure.
everything.
White chocolate. yeah.
Raindrops.
Can you scroll down on the actors in a
Supporting.
supporting role?
Oh yeah. Christoph deserved that shit.
Here you go.
Dude.
Philip
Django
Seymour.
Unchained? Holy
Oh,
fuck.
yeah,
Lee
dude.
Jones.
And Argo, god damn.
Wait,
There's
Tom-
not a month I don't
Tommy
see
Lee
that
Jones
first scene
was
from
in
Django.
Lincoln?
Django, fuck.
I don't know,
Briefly,
dude.
I
I mean,
think.
look, all right, yeah, you know what? Christoph did take that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Christoph
yeah.
deserved that.
Honestly, yeah.
For sure.
Yo, I saw that last time when Ben Affleck won Best Director and Quentin Tarantino spits out the
Oh,
drink.
he
Is
spits
that
out.
real?
Yeah. That
Or
was
they
at the
just cut
Golden
it up?
Globes. It was at the Golden Globes. Yeah.
That's real. They
He
was
won
cut
for
up.
no, that was real. Yeah, for Argo.
I could understand
Because
Quentin.
Quentin was there for I think Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, wasn't it? Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Or no, you're right. No, it was Django. You're right. Yeah, he lost out to Ben Affleck. But I mean, it's the Golden Globes.
Sure.
But you can't compare him to Ben Affleck as a director.
Argo was a pretty impressive picture, man. I mean, but I love Django Unchained. Django's
yeah,
one of my
that's
favorite
a
Quentin
story
pictures.
story.
I still don't remember
Alan
Tommy Lee
Arkin.
Jones in Lincoln.
I don't either. I believe it. Like if this was a what is it called, a Mandela effect, I'd believe it.
Wait, didn't
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Spielberg direct?
He
Lincoln?
did.
Oh, wow. Helen Hunt was nominated this year.
For the
For the
sessions.
sessions.
Oh man, Silver Linings
Dude.
Playbook, dude. That fucking picture
look-
knocks
I
you
still
off
have
your
bangers.
socks.
Yeah,
Banger.
that's
David O. Russell,
Banger.
that fucking picture.
that
Dude,
hit me in
David
the
O. Russell
feelings.
is one of those directors that you're like, I'll put on David O. Russell movie, and
Man,
then
that
as
was
you're
a-
watching it, you're like, holy.
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
That was a
what
good
the
year.
fuck?
Life of Pi, Les Miserables.
Life
Yeah.
of Pi is one of the
Life of
few
Pi's
that I've
very
cried
good.
for
Yeah,
sure.
Janet
the
Jaminski.
80s
Skyfall?
the-
Roger freaking Deakins.
Bringing it back
Deeks.
to the master, I think it's good for us to go over ratings and figure out
Yeah.
Oh,
what
yeah.
this picture is doing for us.
Yeah. All right.
Last chance, CK. You get to
I'm going to start it off with Homegirl.
homegirl.
You're up.
As the only girl in the room, I just saw titties. I'm sorry.
Batter up.
There was
Oh
that
my-
one scene. Hey.
I only
was
see
that
personalities.
You didn't see them big old titties in front of
No.
you?
That's some
It-
big
it
old
was- it was
personality right there.
something Interesting because I'm just like, okay, like I've seen so many different like
Shapes.
PTA shapes.
Oh,
this guy.
I'm sorry.
Shapes.
What kind of coin?
I saw a lot of PTA.
Try to put the mic a little
films
closer.
today.
Yeah, just-
today. So it's just like, okay, I saw the one battle after the other. The There Will Be Blood. I really like that one. This one, I'm just like,
yeah.
what's going on?
I will say
Dude,
that
that's what I fucking love.
let's just talk about it. I think that scene specifically, but the scenes that had the heavy nudity.
Yeah.
I thought a lot about like old paintings of Adam and Eve. I thought a lot about
Oh, wow.
the relationship between God and man, and a lot of these like paintings from 16th century or of people completely nude, frolicking in the forest,
Frolicking.
and or in the Garden of Eden and shit like that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I thought a lot about that, and also it's important to note that at least in that particular scene, it's only the women that are nude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Like, it almost seemed like you were getting back into Freddy's wild mindset.
Yeah.
And then that's why all the women were nude and all the guys were still clothed and shit.
Yeah.
And then that's also like the moment that Amy Adams' character gets like really locked in, like, oh, I can see right through you.
Yeah.
You're
The
dangerous.
only as sex obsessed as this man was, he only had sex once in the picture, the last scene. That's why I told you that I remember that scene because that was like a big thing. Like I relate that scene to a lot. I don't know if you guys saw Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Don John.
Yeah.
You guys see Don John? Like a lot of
Yeah.
people really knock that because like obviously Scarlett Johansson's like very sexy in the picture and stuff like that, but and
it's-
plays a
it's-
very different role. But it's a heavy film,
It's
man.
a very smart done.
It's
It's very
extremely well done.
Yeah.
And Julianne Moore, man. Like I said, I'd love to one day work with Julianne Moore.
Oh,
but
yeah, I forgot she was in that film.
but that scene
Perfect
at the end of
casting.
Don John,
Yeah.
I related to this scene of
Yeah.
them finally finding a connection or them finally finding some type of human connection that matters as opposed to
Yeah.
just shallow sex.
So
and
like
shit
all this
that.
external shit, it just doesn't matter.
Just fades
Human
away,
beings,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why I thought about that scene when I saw this again. But yeah, anyways, it's you're right, Meg. There's tons of tits.
There's a
It
lot of
is
tits.
because I'm like, oh God, okay, are we only seen like that? But it's his mind that he only sees women
Yeah,
like that.
it's very intentional.
No,
It's very
yeah.
intentional for sure. Rating.
I was so confused. I was like, what's going
Pop-
on?
I'm with you, I'm
off,
with you.
Pop off. There's no right or wrong answer.
Like 7.
Whoa.
That's
It's-
fine.
That's pretty high.
It's
low-key. I thought
interesting
you were
because it's just like, okay, I'm trying to figure out like a detective. I was like, is this like psychology or what are they doing? And Michael was telling me it's sociology, and I was like,
yeah.
oh
So
God,
Scientology.
that's- Scientology.
It's
No, it is sociology
Yeah,
also.
it's
Though. It's very
sociology.
much
Yeah.
all of the
It's
above.
It's the study of.
It's
Yeah.
like-
I'm just like,
It's like if they turned a
oh.
Carl Jung book into a fucking movie.
It's like you're
It's so
traumatized.
sick.
Let me see. Here in my book it says no.
Yeah, go touch the wall.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. 7.
Yeah, 7. I was-
Whoever's next, CK.
Magic Mike.
7-3.
Magic Mike.
7-3.
7-3.
Damn.
All right. And then
Whoa.
Carlos.
Oh man, this is my third screening of this film. Is it you? This is your first time, Meg?
Yes, that's actually my first
First time.
First time watching the film.
If you blink, you got to start
first
over.
time watching so many titties in the screen.
Good for you.
Wow, that's actually.
We got to
I
bump
have
those
to
numbers
applaud.
up.
That's something you definitely show off. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
here's the thing, I've never seen movies like that.
You've never seen boobies like that?
No,
What?
I
Movie,
said
eh?
movies. Like
I am sorry.
Películas, mijo.
All right.
Nicolas, mijo.
Man, I'm somewhere in that
Real
vein.
quick. Shout out to Meg's parents who started watching the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Hi,
Followers.
Meg's parents.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
Crazy
you.
thing to follow
Welcome
up with
to
after
the
this.
Yeah.
titty
Booties.
conversation
oh my God.
that your daughter kicked off. I didn't
Hey,
do anything here.
No, because
Welcome to
it
the
starts.
shitty committee.
That's how it
She's the
starts.
bad
Like,
influence.
look, my mijas in the podcast, and then it's like I've never seen so much
So
tit
many
in my life.
boobies.
I know.
Shout out to Meg's parents. Thank you. Anybody,
And shout out to
everybody,
Titty.
thank
Shout
you
out
for
to
all
all of
joining
you.
the
Shout out to
cause.
all
Everyone
of you.
supporting the podcast through the social media. Everyone watching our podcast.
Thank you
Spotify,
for
YouTube,
joining the cause.
Instagram.
Yeah, we're about
Thank
to
you.
have the first Tower Congress
Yeah,
in Phoenix.
in Phoenix, Arizona.
Version 1.
Cool.
my God.
7-3. 7-3.
A
Oh,
very
man.
soft
That's
7-3.
Very low. I don't know. That's low.
I'm gonna.
Dude, compared to one, There Will Be Blood. Oh, I love.
Yeah,
that movie.
Juan
Yeah, that's
Bell.
number one for me.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
number
not
one.
a soft-
movie for me.
Very, very soft.
I'm at a soft 7-1.
God.
I'm at a soft. I was gonna go 6-9,
Damn.
but
Y'all like
there's
even-
a lot of merit that I can't ignore.
Yeah, that's what makes it hard.
No, it's not hard. It's soft. 7-1.
What'd you say though?
There's a lot of merit I can't ignore.
Oh,
Because I was
okay.
gonna say 6-9. I was like, okay with 6, but then you start
6-7.
to explore some of this.
6-7.
Can't believe I
Seven,
did
oh
that.
my
Bro.
God.
I know, bro.
Oh,
Should I
look,
leave?
look,
Should I bounce?
child.
We're just
Should
gonna
I
leave it
apologize
on
to
the
everybody?
fucking
You should go back
camera
to
right
high
there.
school.
Yeah,
Dude, 6.
you really gotta sit in there.
What is your rating?
You know what? I'm with you guys. The story kind of, I love it. It's just the performance really got to me. So that's why I give it a high rating of probably 8.2.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Performance, just
Sure,
performance
sure,
wise,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fair, Mr. CK.
Fuck yeah.
So I was telling you guys this before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
This is like the third,
Uh-huh.
fourth, or fifth time that I've seen this fucking movie.
And you were asking a lot like, is this a new version?
Yeah.
That's what's throwing me off.
It was crazy. Because to me, it feels like every single time I watch this movie, there's something new
That's good,
to get
yeah.
into it. And for like you guys, there was a long ass time where every single screening, I didn't understand the film, and that's why I watched it again. And then still couldn't understand it, and I watched it again. And I feel like I finally got to understand the film now. And I'm realizing that I like it a lot because it has more of a personal thing going on, and because of
Yeah.
that, I'm gonna give it like an 8-7.
What do you mean by personal? Just personal to you, or
Yeah. So I've had a really good close friendship of mine that, looking back at the characters, I didn't even realize we had a lot of parallels between
Oh, wow.
Dodd and Freddie. You know?
Okay.
Well,
So-
that's one of my questions. Definitely not a sexual relationship. But
No,
what
it,
did they
it
want
alludes,
from
it
each other?
alludes to these things. I mean, it's two grown men who connect and bond primarily over
That's what-
drugs. I
Booze,
mean,
yeah, for sure.
You know, this kind of
Mind-altering
synthetic
substances.
hooch. And that's really where they start bonding over the underbelly of what they're preaching, right? The opposite of what they're trying to kind of preach.
for sure.
So it's very interesting. I like that perspective of something like this. This exploration of what happens behind curtains and of
I think
Scientology.
to perfectly tie it up was the whole situation, the last conversation that they had. I guess we'll see each other in the next life. And then he's like, if I see you in the next life,
You'll be my
mortal
mortal enemy.
And I'll show no
And then they
mercy.
just laugh it off.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking damn.
It's
that's real.
it's good. I think my frustration with this film comes from, it kind of feels like an angry kid who's trying to smartly, almost like
Kid.
how do I say, expose a religion, and I think that there's an etherealness to it that's very interesting and engaging, right? That you're locked in to see what is this, but I think what PTA tried to explore in relationships in The Master, I felt he mastered, no pun intended, in Phantom Thread.
Okay.
I think that to me had a little more to say about human relationships and the exploration of toxic human relationships that aren't good for you. But nonetheless, the packaging of a cult is far more interesting than a lot of films that explore religion and the underbelly of religion and stuff like that. So applause to the PTA in that.
For sure.
But I think that's where my immediate frustration lies within The Master is I can appreciate what he's trying to do because, for someone who spent so much time in the church, not the church Scientology, but in in the Christian church, and what you start to see behind the scenes once you get close to the leadership
100%.
is pretty interesting. But close, like not just close, like you're working next to them, but Austin's asking if he fixed his pants, so if he's good.
Me?
No, Austin. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting exploration. I think it's good for what he was trying to do, but I think a lot of these frustrations come from like how personal can you get, or is your self commentary overwhelming the picture? And you know how it goes. There's some stories that you get to a point where we've gone through this enough times. We see a local filmmaker's film, and we think, man, that thing's got merit, but I think it got lost in the sauce because it was too personal, where I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
It's like an inside joke that nobody knows except you, and you're trying to make a film about the inside joke. And I wonder if PTA was just like, these are my thoughts on Scientology or any extremist religion. Like,
You know
I kind of
what?
want to tell my inside joke about this.
I kind of
picture.
went like, you know how everybody like in Hollywood gets approached by Scientology? I feel like that was just this time that people, like, I guess somebody from Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of, you know.
No, and it's an interesting exploration of like again, humanizing something that like any religion that's so ethereal and you're not really supposed to be able to like touch the wall because it lives beyond you.
Sure.
And the way he explores it and the way he describes the people, it's forcing you to develop a connection. I don't know about you guys. I just felt like my gripe was the fact that it was building itself up, that it wanted to give you his like conclusive answer. Like, is it fake? Is it bad? Is it good? And it was trying to use that, but it didn't go anywhere with that theme. The film was really more an exploration of these two characters and their connection, you know? And I guess that's what gave it merit, but I was constantly wondering, like, when is this guy going to make like a firm opinion on what's going on? And you know, we're using Joaquin as our vessel for the audience to be able to say, like, okay, somebody who's had a troubled past, somebody who could use that kind of spiritual healing, enlightenment. He's obviously like a sex addict and has a lot of vices. Maybe this will be his cure out of it. And then you see him go through the film, and he even does the thing that he says, oh, I wasn't able to do before, which is go and talk to this girl that he's, you know, been away from so long.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get you anywhere. I don't feel like it got me any closer to a definitive answer.
Because he didn't really learn anything, right?
No.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I think the
begins.
commentary there, I don't think it was trying to get to a definitive answer because, I mean, Scientology is one of the quote-unquote...
No, but even a definitive answer about that character.
No, but one
like,
of the stronger religions today, even then. I mean, this is a period piece by all intents and purposes.
For sure.
This is, you know... And by the way, it's not directly talking about Scientology.
Yeah.
It's talking about a version of this. It's
But it's
talking about
very
a
close.
cult religion. What I think it's a commentary about is the Joaquin character is the... as a lot of religions in these cases would call a lost sheep, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that a lot of people have the opinion, and I think this film, and maybe specifically PTA, has the opinion that not just Scientology, but most religions target the lost soul, right? Most religions tackle the, hey, dude, you're drunk, or in his case, he's a demented kind of PTSD-filled soldier veteran. He's a drunk. He can't find work or can't sustain work because of his temper.
Yeah, he's kind of like the poster child that if we can cure this one with our religion,
Okay, I can go off of that.
anybody.
Yes, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
I think
why-
that's the representation.
Yeah, that's why I feel like
Joaquin.
even that moment where he's like going back and forth and touching the window and touching the wall, and he's saying, you have to describe and you have to be more precise and keep going until I tell you to stop because you're going to unlock something. That's the part that could be interpreted as, oh, but the second he finds any enlightenment, then we can show everybody, look at what we were able to do to him. But if he doesn't, then it's just kind of like, oh,
So-
okay, you're just making this shit up.
So Philip Seymour Hoffman's character kind of needs to show.
That's what I
Dude,
think.
in all honesty,
Oh, I like
I don't-
He's
that.
kind of like the perfect lost soul. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, if I could just cure you, I could do anything, you know?
Not just that, but if you think about it, the people who have the most logical points of view in this film, they all get attacked. pretty severely. I mean, whether it's verbally or physically.
That's why I like when he cracks, when Philip Seymour Hoffman cracks on the guy that's questioning his.
Yeah.
Oh,
You pig
like
fuck.
no, yeah, the pig fuck.
The pig fuck.
The pig fuck.
Not just
'Cause I
Hoffman
was
in
believing
terms of
it.
like his humanity coming out of his humanity cracking, spilling out of him, but Joaquin's character of like, I am so loyal not to this religion but to this man, and what his like
yes.
it gives him purpose. It gives Joaquin purpose to like be a part of a bigger part of something. A lot of people call religions gangs. Because you become a family unit, you become a bigger part of something.
He
And
brought that from the war, like he had structure, stability, kind of.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Like people who are that lonely or come from that type of background, like he talks about his father, but he doesn't really talk about his mother. He talks about the trauma that he passed. So a lot of people who join the military naturally get a sense of brotherhood, get a sense of camaraderie.
That's what I was going off.
And again, he's kind of just hopping from gang to gang, to
Job
feel
to
that
job.
sense of family that he didn't get. And I think with Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, it's almost like when you're a bigger part of something of the Navy or any type of military, you're part of a group. But Dodd's character gave him a one-on-one thing, right? Dodd's character gave him this like fatherhood almost that he didn't have.
Like a family, like a brother.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really feel like this whole entire film is not about the religion at all. Like, I feel like if you focus it, double it down on like even this concept of like these two dudes obviously loved each other, but not romantically.
Yeah.
It was platonic. It was
It's,
platonic.
uh,
It was like a brotherhood love.
I can
But-
see Joaquin's side of it, but
What's his?
does
So-
Philip want him to bow to his
No, 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 no,
power?
no, no. You know what I
It's
think
the
it is?
opposite. So the reason why I say that it's love is because
And this guy's just not bending.
it's because okay, so the way that the two characters meet, obviously Joaquin is this lost soul, and it's met through like this whole drinking situation. But by the second half of the film, Philip Seymour Hoffman, you don't see him give a fuck to change any of the more sophisticated characters. But yes, this guy is broken. This guy does need help, and I feel like I can help him out, even though I'm all the way in England and he's in bumfuck who God knows where in some kind of random ass theater. I will find him so I can come bring him and see if he's willing to get helped out.
I also
But
feel like
that was the dream sequence. I mean, he admitted too. Like I had a dream that you
phone call.
called about the phone call and stuff like that. So it's
know
almost
if it
like he
was
just permeated into his head.
I don't know if it was a dream though. I feel like it was him explaining, finding a reason to call it a dream.
Because,
how else would he know that they're in England?
I think the only
Probably a
reason you can
drunken-
kind of justify it being a dream, other than like the statement, like, "Oh, I had a dream about you telling me this," is the fact that Phil Seymour Hoffman says, like, "I don't want to ever see you again," and it's like, why invite you to England if I don't want to?
there we go.
It seems like there
Yeah,
was still a
that's
lot of
that's
resentment, right, of him abandoning it. It's almost like the way I see Joaquin's character in this picture. You're right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that the overencompassing thing is the exploration of the religion. I think it's the overencompassing exploration of how humanity absorbs religion, and the brotherhood included. The friend, I some of my closest friendships I made in the church, and at this point in my life, I don't talk to any of them. I mean, I directly experienced this whole situation because once you stray, you're nothing to them. And I firsthand like experienced that situation in my life. So I think there's something to that though. I think there's something to that of like the way I see Joaquin's character is like they adopted this tormented puppy from the pound.
For sure.
And the minute they realized I can't fix the puppy, he's too far gone.
And that's
he's
basically
nothing like,
Amy Adams' character. 'Cause she's
Yeah,
like the most
yeah.
grounded one, right?
So
Yeah.
I was talking to Chuck before this, and he brought up a point where he was like, "Yeah, Amy," but he kind of like didn't say directly, but he put it into my head, made me realize that Amy Adams is kind of like the driving force behind this whole entire
Yeah.
thing.
Sure.
With the influence that she has over him. But I feel like I don't know. I think
Can
it's
I add something?
Yeah, what's up?
So she was the one saying, "No, we should get him out." As in, like, there will be blood. There was no female, like,
Influence.
yeah.
She
Yeah,
said
and
in
on
one of
top
the
of that,
scenes
yeah.
that he would be the demise of their cause.
Yeah, exactly. So
Exactly.
then that's why, like, when they do meet each other in England, I strongly don't believe that it was a dream still, even in the theater situation, because he brought cools, the cools that Homeboy asked for. But on top of
But
that, they
that
were
was
still, it was
like
almost still
earlier
like
in the scene. That whole conversation about cools. That's just something intimate they shared, right?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it was, there's just a lot of little mini hints, but I feel like this is really a story about like addiction recovery, like trying to become a holding hand and throughout the whole addiction process, like to the point where even at some point you don't have the answer. You know,
Sure.
if you're Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, sometimes you do not
That's
have
the only way
answer,
it would go.
but you're still willing to stay there and figure out all these different tests for this person.
Yeah.
And I don't know, lately I've been kind of like around people that have been in the process of recovery, and I'm seeing it firsthand, and it just makes so much sense seeing the Freddie Quayle people where they're like, there's no sense of direction. There's
Yeah.
no sense of structure in their life.
I'd argue that the recovery perspective comes from Philip Seymour Hoffman's character. I think. By the way, this is a bit of PTA's genius. PTA used a lot of the cult elements, believe it or not, not just from L. Ron Hubbard and the inception of Scientology, but he used a lot from another Pynchon novel. By the way, he's dude's obsessed with Pynchon. It's the Roman numeral 5. That's just what it's
you
called,
talked
V
about that,
period.
yeah.
And he got a lot of like the background for Joaquin's character from that, and going under the sewers and being in the Navy and, you know, fixing the pipelines and shit like that. So I
also saw that he also took influences from this movie that the government actually produced.
John Huston's picture.
I saw a clip of that.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one? Which one?
Oh God, what is it called?
Is it the one on PTSD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah. That one's in the National Archive. It was one
Yeah.
of the first films in the National Archive. And
So
it's crazy. It was
John
banned when it
Huston,
came out.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but the last 2 episodes, John Huston, Jonathan Demme, Pynchon, like all of these have been huge influences over PTA. The reason I say you see a little bit of PTA's genius here is because if you guys don't know background on Joaquin himself, Joaquin comes from a cult. Joaquin's family were literally born into a cult, his siblings. I think the cult's called Children of God or Children
Yeah,
of something
I did
like
read
that.
about this.
So they grew up in this cult, and the story goes that they escaped the cult. And they changed their name. Like Joaquin's family's actual name is Bottom.
Bottom.
And they changed their
Joaquin
names from Bottom to Phoenix. And what does the film say about phoenixes?
Oh,
The
that
ones that
bird.
rise from the ashes.
Yeah.
He took a lot of that. He took a lot of what would inform Joaquin's character of coming from a cult and what that family dictates and how you have to escape the cult. You know, and on the other side, Philip Seymour Hoffman, recovery, his drug recovery kind of journey.
That's why I feel like it's such a powerful picture, like personally, because these two characters, I think it was perfectly casted. I do think that a character like a human being like Joaquin Phoenix, who's this guy who's very much on the run, trying to figure out what's best for him,
Yeah.
what's next for him.
Yeah, he's a
been
journeyman,
fortunate-
for sure.
We've been fortunate enough to have people that worked with him and hearing the stories. I mean, he's still to this day a journeyman, you know? And then a human being like Philip Seymour Hoffman who follows a structure, just very, very like getting those two together into the situation is like, yeah, you guys were perfectly meant for this.
Sure.
Like,
they're
man,
the yin and
the
yang,
psychology
right?
behind it
There's
too.
the yin and yang of how both of these characters complement each other, and also are like the Hancock thing where, you know, Will Smith, if you put him and Charlie Theron in the same room for too long, they're gonna die. You know what I mean? Like
they're powered.
it's pretty interesting. It's very interesting expression. The film, by the way, the John Huston film's called Let There Be Light, 1946.
Check it out.
But yeah,
it was
it's
banned in the
exploring-
United States when it came out
Yeah.
because they were like, "Whoa, you're not supposed to show that side of soldiers."
Yeah,
And I just remember from the interrogation scene that's kind of like that too. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
yeah.
they used to
That's
do
where
it.
they got it.
Yeah,
That's where they got
exactly.
it.
I
Is
love
what do
that.
you see? Pussy, a woman's vagina, a cock going into a woman's vagina. That's the whole opening scene. No, but yeah,
Sound bad.
I mean, this film is about a lot of things. I think CK's right. I don't think we need to deduce it to
True.
just the exploration of religion, but I do think it plays a huge role of the canvas of the backdrop and again beautifully packaged to explore the evils of humanity within this newly found religion.
Yeah.
I think a lot about these characters. Again, that challenge the status quo, that are constantly fighting back and saying, "Where's your proof? Like, what can your arguments don't stand on any truth or logic
I
or
love
proof."
that. Yeah.
And
That's all of us.
even the guy who's been with him for a while, the guy who plays the brother in There Will Be Blood, and his whole thing of like, what do you think of the second book? Which was pumped. Oh my gosh, the second book is going to be a revelation, and we're going to have a whole Congress for it, and we're going to do this whole thing. And true to form, by the way, I think this is an actual thing in Scientology that they did a similar thing in the second book. Sucked. But somebody's outspoken about it, just casually to another worker bee.
Even Laura Dern's character in it. Where, well, I mean, this is that. What do you
This
want?
is the text.
You know?
That's another crack. Like,
It's
no.
interesting.
Yeah,
It's far more interesting when you start to see the cracks of all this. But it also, like, it didn't try to tell you, like, you know, Scientology became one of the leading religions. Like, it didn't try to do that. It tried to say, hey, somebody went into the depths of this, explored it, figured out that's not really what it's about. You know, they made money off this thing. They
don't pay taxes,
They
goddamn
took
it.
advantage of people.
You don't
They
pay rent.
and he
Well,
got to
religions
see
don't pay
people going in
taxes.
and out of that a bit. One interesting thing is like the Jesse Plemons character, you know, who plays the son, and his challenge against his father's beliefs. You know, which by the way is a real thing. L. Ron Hubbard's kid was outspoken about L. Ron Hubbard's
I'm thinking of the
beliefs.
new guy. Yeah, yeah.
And
Damn.
something important to note about the making of this picture, I talked a little bit about it in previous episodes, but you know, as we all know, Tom Cruise is probably the most famous Scientologist.
poster boy.
Yeah, he's a poster boy of Scientology. He and PTA made Magnolia together. They were close collaborators. They were close friends.
Oh, wow.
And
I didn't connect
PTA, out of respect, screened this film for Tom Cruise. Out of respect, said, "Hey, you're my friend. I'm about to release this picture. I want to get your take on it."
Wow.
And PTA talks about how, you know, he screened it for Tom Cruise and Tom Cruise did not receive it well. He got explicitly angry at PTA during the screening, specifically at the jabs of L. Ron Hubbard, like the Jesse Plemons scene of him speaking against his father's beliefs and shit like that. And they fought long and hard, and PTA said, "Listen, me and Tom are still friends, but the contents of that conversation will remain private forever." And that's all I'm going to say about it. But he was angry. He was extremely angry.
I bet you Tom Cruise had little doubts when he saw it. He's like, whoa.
Well, I don't know.
No,
But
I mean, I feel like, you know, in a direct thing that happens with the Scientology community, at least with the documentaries that are out there, when you see, they are very much indoctrinated into this religion with the idea that you are meant to stay there and be firm about it. That's why all that like training about like, we're going to tell you stuff and you can't react. It's amazing how many of those sessions they do that by the time they're like higher members in the group, they're basically building them where it's like, oh, nobody can tell you, oh, this is wrong, this is stupid, and you'll react. You're supposed to be a soldier.
But also
for
they
them.
have blackmail for them because they record
They do.
everything. They even say it.
they record everything.
So, you know, those questions get
money,
kind of-
money plays a big role
For sure.
in terms of,
No, yeah.
you know. But let's escape let's
religion.
escape the religion a little bit and talk a little bit about these relationships, because I think it's also equally as fascinating, like CK was saying, that I think Joaquin's character, I think Freddie is,
Freddie Quill.
I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna sound weird, but he's not above the whole thing. He's just too far gone in his fractured kind of being that he's just a part of this because he wants to be a part of something. He's not a part of it because he drinks the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but at the end, he wants to be a part of something, but he realizes that this is
I don't
nonsense.
think he realized it. I think he's always known. I think he's always known. I don't think he ever drank the Kool-Aid. I think he was just trying to be loyal to
You agree
something
with
or
that,
someone.
CK? You've seen this a lot of times.
In all honesty, I 100% agree with that because I
Yeah.
feel like he comes off very much like a character that's like.
So-
we see Freddy before the
Yeah.
shit, and then we see Freddy after the shit.
Did he ever really change?
Nothing
No,
changed.
no.
Nothing changed. If anything, the fucking religion, everybody else
Changed
they grew,
around
They
him, yeah.
changed. Yeah.
I feel like,
And I think that
Yeah.
Lancaster's Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, I think that's his fascination with Freddy. It's not even just
Yeah.
like, let's fix this law. So sure, that's the surface level thing. But it's like, hey, we know, right? We have a mutual agreement that this is bullshit, right? We're good, right?
Yes.
We're both
Yeah.
there,
Really?
right? So how about we just try to be loyal to each other as long as we
No,
can?
I don't think that.
Dude,
I think-
honestly, yes. It kind of comes off like the
'Cause he's
the
still-
immovable, like a fucking what is it? The immovable
the
wall.
sword that can penetrate anything to a shield that can never be penetrated.
Exactly. That seems like exactly what this situation is. And Dodd is the sword, and Freddy is a shield.
it's Pepper's ghost, right? It's a facade. But it's a facade that they both are playing extremely well to everybody else. And I think Amy Adams' character is the bullshit detector. I think Amy Adams' character is like, hey, I drink the
100%.
Kool-Aid that my husband serves. Like, I drink the Kool-Aid. I have to drink the Kool-Aid more than anybody here.
Yeah.
You're an asshole. Like, you're basically telling me the Kool-Aid is grape soda or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, she knows she's the bullshit detector to like fracture her world that she thoroughly believes in. But her husband is a smart man. Her husband is a manipulator. Her husband knows
He's
that
charismatic. You know how.
So, and that's how
Attention
religious
in the
leaders
room.
are.
The thing that I think fascinates me the most about this is that he doesn't ever try to conform Freddy into the whole entire thing. But throughout every single scene, these two almost have a gameplay of psychology. Yeah. And that is like something that they both meet the middleman with.
Think about it. He doesn't get Freddy's character by feeding him the Kool-Aid. That's a surface. That's only when people are around. When they're in the room by themselves, hey, my little soldier. Hey, my boy. Hey, he uses the human tactic, the human kind of, what is it? What do we call it? The social penetration
Theory,
tactics.
yeah.
The social penetration theory
Yeah.
of, hey, my boy, come on. Like, you're part of me. You're my boy, right?
I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I'm gonna bring this up.
Yeah.
Because fucking, I promise it relates to this.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys know that like I've done like a fuck ton of psychedelics. I mean, we've said it before.
Well,
on
now
the
the
top
audience
podcast.
knows for sure.
Yeah. You guys better, if you guys haven't checked the 100 episode,
Woo.
I got interviewed.
That's right.
Yeah. But
The
one
100.
thing that it does is that it kind of resets your consciousness to the point where like you don't really have this ego to drive to go, if you take a lot, to go in all this kind of thing. You kind of just live life and you accept everything for what it is. And that's exactly how you intake life. You don't have any expectations for anything you're coming across.
Sounds refreshing.
And one thing about that is the kind of people, the most fascinating thing is the people that you attract. You do not attract 9-to-5ers because they follow a more like structural way. What you do attract are the people at the bottom of the fucking society chain, whatever you want to call it. You know, the fucking druggies, the people that are like spending all this stupid money on cars
worst
and
of the
shit.
worst.
Yeah. And then equally, you attract the highest of the highs, the people that are like the millionaires of El Paso or like the greatest artistic minds that you've ever seen. And it's crazy when you see them coming into the same room and they're having the same conversation about the same stems of consciousness. And it's like, that's what I love about this film. That's what I love about this film is that it shows you directly, you're getting that side and this side and piecing them together just so that they can all have the conversation of life is just bullshit. Let's just fucking do it.
Interesting.
I love that about this fucking film.
Dalal, you had more than a few things to say.
Oh, I was just going to say, relating to what you were mentioning on social penetration theory, a vocal tactic I've heard that people use is the concept of trying to offer phrases that are not really common when you're talking to adults who you respect and all that kind of stuff, but do trigger things that are very much innate into your childhood. The recurring phrase of like good boy or bad boy and all that kind of stuff. It's those things that are like they sound silly and they sound almost like a very playful way of like, oh, I'm talking to you as a child. But you can see that those are all the tactics of somebody who's like, oh no, if I talk to you like this, I'm going to come across as a father, greater figure. And you're always going to feel
a
like
friend or like a deep friend who you think understands you.
oh no, but it's meant well, at least that I know it's meant to be a thing to trigger like if you grew up and your parents whatever call you like, oh, I have a good boy or I have a bad boy or something like that. It's meant to trigger those innate things so that way you're like basically trying to vibrate the foundation enough that you can crumble things down and then rebuild it however you want. But yeah, I can see that where the film really does tackle a very interesting exploration of friendship amongst two males that we don't see in a lot of films. A lot of times we'll see this thing like if you look at war films, that like brotherly love of like, hey, you always look out for me. I always look out for you. We're tough, but we're going to get through it together. Yeah. But this is very emotional. I mean, all the times that they go through periods where they don't see each other and then see each other again, they always start with hugs, which I think is really fascinating. Just the whole notion of like these two characters have a genuine connection beyond brothers or beyond like family. It's just like this, I can't live without you and I don't know why. And they try to explain it with the backdrop of like, we have history together, even though we haven't experienced it in this lifetime.
Yeah.
But you don't see that a lot. So I think that's why also it being an actor piece, seeing these two characters, giving them that kind of direction to say, like, you're going to have this truly intimate connection with this person who it's not sexual, it's not brotherly, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's hard for a lot of people to first off grasp and then second off execute. Like
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I think there's a lot, we've agreed, there's a lot of cinematic merit.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about the cinematography and the direction a bit, but I kind of want to kick off on the performances, since there's a lot to talk about. Cinematically, what is this thing doing? Because I'll toss this out there. I think this film, I think The Master, could have been a play.
Yes, I completely agree.
I think The Master could have been a play. And though, again, though it has a lot of cinematic merit, it would be just as effective in what it's trying to communicate if it were a play. So acting can play both sides of that coin, right?
Yeah.
Acting in the play could be profound and powerful. And if these two actors, well, if Philip Seymour Hoffman was still alive, if they took this to Broadway and it was this powerful reimagining of a play or of a film, what do you think the performances are doing that make this so powerful, that make this so special?
Well, I'll tell you Joaquin's performance, why it makes it so powerful. And it's just, he transforms into this guy. Like, we talk about who fits the picture for this type of film or for this type of character, and that's Joaquin. Like, even his lip, he's got like that, what is it called?
A quiver?
He was born with that, right?
Yeah, that little fucking
cleft,
the line
the
right
cleft.
there.
But that all feeds into this character. You know, he's this World War II veteran that's torn. He's just broken. Yeah. And then his, dude, that tension in his face.
Sure.
Dude, every scene, like, when he wants to smile, he half-asses it, but he can't. He's broken.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
No, just in terms
like
of how powerful these
what about the
performances are.
acting was?
No, I just think he really, really tuned into this character. I think the relationship with him and Philip Seymour Hoffman is beautiful, man. We were talking about the yin yang. This guy's the chaotic one, and Philip Seymour Hoffman's character needs that to show, because his character. Yeah. Damn, I need to live with it.
I'll say this. I think personally, despite the fact how I feel about the film as a whole, I think this is Joaquin's best performance. I think it's better than Joker. I think it's better than Walk the Line, which he got probably more. I mean, he won an Oscar for Joker, So
yeah.
I think this performance is.
I saw a lot of Joker in this one too.
Yeah, sure. But again, I think that's a twofold thing. I think it's Joaquin really diving into a character.
For sure.
Post Inherent Vice, I guess, or pre Inherent Vice. But it's also how the texture of his character was captured, and we'll talk about that in the cinematography.
Yeah.
I think the texture.
What do you mean by
plays a huge
texture?
role. Well, the texture in his face. How they use shadow but for both characters, by the way. I thought the use of shadow in this picture, specifically for Philip Seymour Hoffman's
the way they
character,
focus
was
on
genius.
these characters, for sure.
But the texture in Joaquin's face is it's pure in the sense that you start seeing impurities. This was shot on 65 millimeter film, blown up to 70 millimeter. It was meant, but it wasn't. Let's put it this way: when you shoot a film on 65 millimeter, the typical practice of using a large format film stock and cameras are to show extreme wides of landscapes. They were used for Westerns predominantly. And then they were brought back for films like The Hateful Eight, films like Dunkirk.
Right.
So they're used to show a spectacle. But PTA used them how I'd use them, to show faces and emotion and texture on the face and the vein in their foreheads and the texture around their heads and the pores on their face. I mean, the texture on Joaquin's character was the pureness and the impurities of his face, while Philip Seymour Hoffman's character was completely hidden in shadow, constantly in this picture.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of the framing. I saw either it was all on Philip Seymour Hoffman, or if Joaquin was in the frame, it was always Seymour Hoffman a little bit bigger.
Absolutely.
Showing that this guy's still, I noticed a little stuff.
Absolutely. In the framing and who gets power in the frame and stuff like that, absolutely.
Even with the red sweater that popped.
Yeah.
Showing that, I don't want to go with the devil, right? But this is somebody that's a little bit,
Sure. It has certain intentions. Right?
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I guess we're kind of simultaneously talking about the directing, but that's the genius in Paul's directing
Yeah.
and how he chooses to highlight certain characters,
Right,
and how
right,
he
right.
chooses to highlight certain characteristics of those characters. Visually, I think in terms of characters and people and human beings, I think this is one of the most intentional films when it comes to the directing.
I agree.
Of how to highlight characters and how to highlight performances. But I think you could shoot as pretty as you want.
Right.
If you don't get the fucking performances, it's all moot. And I think Joaquin delivered. I think both of these characters delivered.
Yeah.
I think a lot about like the best duo performances that are either platonic or romantic, things like Brokeback Mountain or things like Jules and Jim. You know, you go see Francois Truffaut's film Jules and Jim. When you see these, I hate to call them buddy films, but you know, when you see these relationship films amongst men, Call Me by Your Name. When you see certain
Mikey and Nikki. Or,
which one?
Have you seen that one? The John Cassavetes? Mikey and Nikki?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's really good.
So, yeah, I think you can shoot it as pretty as you want, but if you don't get these performances, the film will fall flat.
100%.
I think these performances are powerful enough to carry by themselves, and a master like PTA will hide in that. So yeah, again, I think the performances again could have worked in a play, could have worked in
100%. That's why I say it's more of a performance piece for me, because the story is kind of, everywhere. Just the performances alone is just, wow, the background you want to know and everything.
Delau used to ask you this question, but who do you want to play in these two?
Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
Freddie Quill.
Joaquin.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, I love the whole
Is there more-
transformation, the little ticks and quirks that he does, like the way he walks, the way his posture.
Yeah.
But you also
I
gotta-
see how you say you see a lot of Joker in that. I mean, he was skinny as fuck. He's kind of frail. He kind of hunches back.
Yeah.
He,
And that's
you know,
all just, works with his backstory, right? It's just,
Yeah.
I love it. And then one thing I did want to say about Philip Seymour Hoffman's character is that his speeches, the way I took it is like, he's improving, but he's still commanding, because he's
Dude, yeah.
because
He
he's
has so
literally
much, like,
making
charisma
up
with
his
the
own
scene.
truth on the spot,
Yeah.
and you believe it.
Sure.
That's really good. And then
You
that's,
said something to the effect during the motorcycle scene, and you said something to the effect like, "This is just making it up on the spot, man." But they're fucking going for it.
But he's so charismatic that you believe it, and
Yeah.
you want to keep going. And
That's what a religious leader does, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely,
historically,
100%.
People get quote unquote swindled because of a charismatic religious leader.
yeah, he's good
So
with
he
words.
was true to form. Perfect casting, man.
Yeah, and then Amy Adams, of course. Just
Yeah, she's terrific. She's terrific in everything she
the
does.
grounded character, kind of giving everybody, especially his husband,
I had a hard time with Amy Adams. Not in this picture. She's terrific in this. I feel like it wasn't until I started seeing her do things like this or American Hustle, where I kind of felt like she was just playing the same character every
Fighter.
fucking film.
Yeah.
No, she was the sweet.
No, but Fighter too.
Oh, the fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
yeah.
she
Same
fell
character.
into
What
that
about
trope,
Arrival?
like
Arrival
Catch Me
was
If You
phenomenal.
Can.
I think it was that era. Like, it sounds silly, but everything post Enchanted with Amy Adams, like she really came back to me saying like she's got some shit to say. Like,
Okay,
I agree.
okay, yeah.
Everything pre.
She was just that
Enchanted. I mean, I think her
Vice,
first
that part
film
there.
was Catch Me If You Can. That small part she had in Catch Me If You
Yeah.
Can, and the girl with the pigtails or
That
whatever.
is true.
And that was kind of the sweet girl next door type of thing, and she kind of played that role up until fucking probably Arrival or something.
Which was kind of the lead.
Yeah, but Amy Adams
fighter.
is terrific. I wanted to. Oh, she was in Tenacious D, wasn't she?
What did she do?
Gorgeous woman.
Wow.
Nice.
Let's talk
Rad.
a little bit about. Wasn't she in Almost Famous too?
Let me see. I have her
she
list.
might have been. I think she might have been in Almost Famous.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
I want to ask you guys, just so I could pick you guys' brain.
Yeah.
She was in doubt. She was in doubt with Philip
She
Seymour
was in
Hoffman.
fucking doubt. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Viola Davis, Amy Adams.
Yeah.
and
I never
And it's about a priest.
Meryl Streep.
She was in her.
Jeez.
She was.
She was
in
good
her.
at her.
Yeah,
She's
she was-
terrific
she
in her.
And Vice.
Oh, she was in
Adam
Vice.
McKay. My fucking brother got to work with Adam McKay.
Nice.
That fucking guy.
I love Adam McKay.
Well, you kind of answered it already, but Delo, when you see this type of performance,
Yeah.
what did you like about Joaquin? And
I think, much like you were saying, all the tics and mannerisms and an actor's ability to be able to maintain that
Yes.
and give it its full body and texture. Because there's one thing to, and you correct me if I'm wrong or out of line. There's one thing to like read on a script like, oh, he hunches a little bit over this way as he walks in, or like, oh, he taps like a beat with a pencil.
right,
And then with this one, that character is like fully fleshed out, where any movement, anywhere he goes, you just constantly see those ticks. You constantly see that there's this pressing tension on him. There's a full person there, and it never fails. Like, I mean, people always like to joke around whenever you see an actor doing a foreign accent, that there'll be certain times in the movie where the accent cracks.
Exactly.
And stuff, something
Same
like
thing
this.
with the facial expressions. Like,
Yeah, sometimes you'll see it crack, and then it's like, oh, okay, you're back to being like,
yeah,
you
no,
know.
For
the
those-
tension was always there in his face.
For
Always.
those who don't know, it
And the same.
impresses us who know how the sausage get made, because we know that a picture of the scale of the master probably took 60 days to make. So for an actor to hold this day in and day out for the course of 60 days to make a picture,
it's tough.
incredibly tough.
Bringing it, right? Like
Yeah.
doing
Also,
it is just bringing it.
changing locations.
Yeah.
You know, like
Eras.
yeah, because you know, for a while you'll be in a scene, you'll be like, you know, in a room like this, and you'll be performing, and then you leave the room, you travel for a couple of days, you settle into your hotel, you know, like you do all that, and then you go somewhere else, and you have to keep the exact same energy. You have to pretend like no time passed, and be right back where
But
you
I
were.
think
and, you know.
it also informs, like, I think what informs performances, and you know, partially at least, or a good amount, is actors like Joaquin and Philip, they're gonna bring it for PTA.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring it for PTA. They're gonna understand that the last thing that, you know, immortalize somebody like Daniel Day-Lewis is a PTA film. You know, so they're gonna walk onto the set.
I feel like
prepared.
PTA, and I hope I'm right, is like, I think I read this somewhere where he'll leave the camera on you, like he'll let you flirt with it a little bit.
Oh,
Well, a lot of
speaking-
a lot of directors will be like, no,
Speaking of this picture, and I think this is also kind of a good bridge in cinematography. PTA, this was his first time working with Joaquin, and in rehearsals and in certain situations, he was realizing that Joaquin wouldn't hit his mark. He would go around his mark, he would go above and beyond his mark, and he would just go in the opposite direction. So what he told his camera electric team is, hey, light the whole area, because I'm just gonna follow him with my camera. There's no way around this. Light this, because I'm gonna go around to follow Joaquin. There's no way I can contain Joaquin.
That kind
So,
of pioneered a lot of new directors do that now because of this fucking movie.
You got to let the guy work his magic and
Well,
capture
it's
it.
funny. I just heard a TED Talk with the cinematographer from When Harry Met Sally. I think I sent it to you. And he's doing this TED Talk about how he worked with Rob Reiner and he's the DP. And you know, if you've seen When Harry Met Sally, beautiful, beautiful picture. It's a walk and talk picture. It's it's two people walking in the park or in the mall or in a museum for X amount of time.
Baseball stadium.
Yeah, and it covers different eras of their lives and shit like that. But the DP would be in rehearsals, and they would set a mark, and they would expect the actor to hit the mark, because when they hit the mark, that's where the beauty light is.
Yeah.
That's where they're going to be the most beautifully lit to deliver a specific line that's going to make their character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these actors, Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan specifically, was not hitting their mark. They weren't hitting their mark. So Rob
That gives me
Reiner said, "Hey
anxiety, I don't
man,
know
why is the lighting so pretty here, but they're walking fucking 10 more steps?" Like, well, because that's how we rehearsed it. That's where they stopped. That's where we lit.
Yeah.
And Rob Reiner was like, no, light the whole fucking sidewalk. We're going to let them walk. We're going to let them do their thing. And then this DP says, all right, let me light 60 more feet and we'll figure it out. And he says, and then you realize that gave them too much room to play with. And it was shallow. It was empty. There was nothing special about a specific moment. There was no movie magic to it. And he basically told Meg Ryan, hey, Meg, do what you want. Walk where you want. But if you hit this mark, you're going to look a lot prettier. And from then forward, Meg Ryan started hitting her mark every fucking time. And he lit
Put that as a
on
note,
purpose.
right?
That's fucking
So
nice.
it's interesting. There's something to say about actors who can absorb the space around them and who are classically trained and can hit their mark and perform to a T.
Yeah.
There's something interesting about that. I mean, I think Joaquin also showed that in Joker a lot.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the infamous bathroom scene and how they didn't know that was going to be a thing, and that whole scene was improvised when Joaquin started dancing.
That's where it
in the
fascinates me,
bathroom,
because obviously that's not written down in the
No,
description or
no,
anything.
no.
That's the director letting the actor kind of flirt
Breathe.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, very
That's
interesting.
fascinating.
Cinematography.
Cinematography. I mean, now that we're wrapping up PTA month, and this is kind of like a retrospective on like him and his style, I very much feel like more than just the DP, his style for cinematography and what he likes in films is its ability to capture the details and the little cracks and crevices on people's faces. And it's amazing that even when he plays with like larger formats, or like we talked about One Battle After Another, where it's these big scale places, he just wants to focus on the 4 inches needed to cover like just your mouth, your eyes, and like your brow, and that's it. And
I want to get your take on
Yeah,
on
go
this,
ahead.
because I think if I could emulate any director as a director, you know, I've given up on emulating Scorsese.
Yeah, I
That's
was gonna say
godlike, you know, things to me. But
You'll get there.
Not that PTA isn't, but what I love about PTA is, you know, similar to Marty, they're going to utilize whatever tools they need specifically for this story. They're not going to say, this is my style, and I've had my style, and I'm going to M. Night Shyamalan all over the place and just do my style.
Why, bro? Why'd you do that to me, bro?
And I looked at you when I
You
said it
looked
too.
me and didn't blink
But
either.
I like that PTA says, all right, this story's got this in it. Thank you, Meg.
Appreciate it, Meg.
What?
Appreciate you. I like that PTA is going to say, hey, listen, you know, this picture's about this, and it requires something different. Let's go back to the tool shed. Let's see what's in the tool shed. And I think in terms of cinematography, it's important to note, though we talked about One Battle. Whenever you're finished.
You may give me a water break.
Keep going,
Does
bro.
anybody else need to
Keep
pee
going,
right
bro.
now?
Yeah. I'm just getting it from both sides now. Is that what my voice sounds like? Just draining water to you guys?
Soothing, bro.
I think that PTA. In case you guys didn't know,
Yeah.
we talked about One Battle After Another and VistaVision.
Yeah.
And
Go. You're good.
put it away.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
One Battle After Another is the first VistaVision picture in a while. It's important to note, PTA did camera test with VistaVision for this picture.
Oh, really?
He did camera tests with it and didn't work. Didn't
Yeah,
feel
what?
like it was the right thing to do, mostly because the larger 65 millimeter format. He tossed VistaVision because it's almost because of the shallow depth of field, the shallow focus.
I was gonna say, doesn't it work for?
VistaVision? It's shallow focus. I mean, you for instance, in the case, certain things are going to blend out in the background.
Oh.
He wanted everything in the picture to be in focus for something like the master, right? The texture on the walls, the schools that they're building, the
Especially because like a lot of the thing that is talked about from by the master to Joaquin is like, I need you to really focus in on a memory or focus on a feeling, focus on this. And you don't want it to be this dreamy, fuzzy, soft interpretation.
No.
It's supposed to be tact. It's supposed to be like, oh, I feel a wall. And what do I feel? I feel all the cracks and everything.
everything from the boat to the water to the texture on the walls.
Oh, every time you would see the water, it was always these sharp
Yeah.
visions. Yeah.
And PTA is an innovator, or like, I like to think that PTA is an extremely good rewriter. He'll take what the things that are inspiring him on a book and a sense of history or whatever and rewrite it. But I think cinematically and in cinematography, by the way, this is the first time he didn't use his usual cinematographer. Apparently,
he changed it up?
Apparently, dude was like booked on one of the Bourne films, and he couldn't do the master.
Bourne Ultimatum.
and he got Coppola's DP to do this. Coppola had been working with this DP who kind of did the newer pictures of Coppola, the ones that didn't do so well, things like Twixt and Youth Without Youth and shit like that. But this is the same guy who did Megalopolis. You know,
Which also bombed.
So, well, it did, but it was such a visually interesting picture. The DP work is incredible in Megalopolis. But this DP, again, it didn't matter. It was still very much a PTA film. It had these similar textures and styles.
I can almost hear the conversation being like, the DP goes and captures the scene, and he's like, "That's great, awesome, Johnny, but I need you to get closer. I need it like right now. This is for Joaquin, or like this is for what is it called? Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like, especially those interview scenes where he's processing them and they're having that like conversation. You're right there next to him, and even though you have this full place to play with, and this full sensor
He's
and everything
making it
like that,
uncomfortable.
or the celluloid, like he just wants you right there.
Yeah,
They're
Like,
gorgeous pictures. They're gorgeous picture, and you know, I talked to Paul about using 70 millimeter.
You just casually talk.
Just
to him.
casually talked to Paul about. I actually got to talk to him about this. Okay,
I'm
like we actually
jealous,
talked
bro.
about
Good
film
old
format
PT.
because on the test shoots he was using Arri 35 millimeter. No sound or nothing. I mean, even the slate was like, you remember the slate was just like they shined a light on it in front of the camera. There was
Wow,
no
very old
sound.
school.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Oh, you're right. But no,
No, I wasn't there.
You saw the slate and stuff. Anyways, there was a 35 millimeter camera, and
Yeah.
I asked him about what he's
I saw the building.
shooting at, and the building was in the film, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, and
I wasn't.
the 35 millimeter conversation versus other formats, and again, this was around the time that Oppenheimer was coming out. And this was making a splash on big format, big sensor cameras, IMAX, the biggest sensor that exists in the fucking world right now. Specifically, IMAX film cameras, IMAX 70mm cameras. This is new. This is new technology. So PTA's mentality was, I'm going to explore 65 millimeters. I've done it before. Panavision, specifically Panavision 65 millimeter. PTA did this. And then shortly after, Quentin followed with the Hateful Eight. And then shortly after, Dunkirk followed with... So it was PTA. PTA was saying, let's bring these fucking incredible cameras back. Just did it again with
mess with them. Yeah,
VistaVision.
yeah.
It's... And I asked him, I said, what are you thinking to do? He says, 70, we're exploring 70. And he ultimately went with VistaVision. But what I like about PTA is a lost art form in terms of cinematography. And I don't know if you agree, but when we covered like side by side, right, in the transition between digital and film... and what they were using with new technologies or old technologies to implement certain things, they were using them on music videos. They were using them on short films. They were doing tests that are low risk, but still you can get creatively, in tune with whatever story you're trying to tell. PTA went on to do like Anima in VistaVision
Yeah.
before he did One Battle After Another. He did a bunch of tests and a couple of music videos on 65 to see what it would say for something like The Master.
Yeah.
So it's a lost art form, man. Like, we really don't see that a lot, mostly because it's super fucking expensive to shoot on film, especially 7mm film. But I think the large format, this is also the first time PTA went 1851 ever.
Really?
What did you
He
think?
was a 2391 guy. It's the first time he ever went full format.
Nice.
Full,
The full guy.
no bars.
What did you think? Like one of these good directors with so much money, they would buy a company that just makes film.
There's, I mean,
Right? I mean, just
It's probably not worth it.
okay.
And not an art.
Yeah, I mean,
Just a random thought.
well, you see like directors that they'll invest into things that they believe
yeah.
in. I mean, we talk a lot about Scorsese and how he does the film archive, right? That
Oh, yeah, that is
there's
cool.
nobody
Film
else.
preservation.
That there's nobody else really doing that, but he is going to say, this is the foundation that we all live on, whether we know it or not. I'm
love
going to
that.
protect it.
You know what's a
Tarantino
gift?
with his theaters.
Yeah, Tarantino
Yes.
with his theaters, and all of these guys. The common
What about the
conversation
film?
that they have amongst them. I listened to an A24 podcast with the Safdie brothers and PTA. I think this was around the time Phantom Thread. No, Uncut Gems was coming out, and they were talking about Uncut Gems. So the first part of the conversation of this A24 podcast is PTA saying, "Hey, I need a print of the film. Send me a print. I want a 35mm print of your film." And these guys were like they were having the conversation of like who's doing is it Kodak or is it who's processing your film?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't even know. I think some company in London's doing it. And PTA is like, is it this company? Is this like he knew his shit, and he was like actively saying like, hey, gift me a 35mm print of your film. That's what he wanted. He wanted a 35mm print of
Understandable.
Uncut
Understandable.
Gems. You know what I mean? It's people like that are keeping this format alive. I
Also-
don't even know if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was
I'm
shot. I know it
appreciating
was
it
shot
every
on
day.
film. I can't imagine it was shot on 70mm.
Yeah, I also feel like it shows because when we saw the print of There Will Be Blood, there's something so gorgeous about
Yeah.
the texture that when you see the depth of field
Yeah.
in there
Oh, yeah.
compared to like depth of field in a digital print.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking a lot of like Oppenheimer that the depth it's insane. It feels so alive and it feels
Yeah.
so real. And a lot of people, they say like, well, you could get that off digital. Or you could get that off a really good digital sensor. And
Nah,
you know
I'm knowing
what?
that, nope.
I will say this. I will argue that in color, you can get exactly what you need. Like you can really manipulate everything with a digital sensor to get the color you want. But texture-wise, yeah, it's something that
The grain dances. There's something
Everybody
chemical
preaches
about
that.
it
Everybody
that
sings
you
that.
see.
the fact that even like when we're coloring like our film,
Yeah.
being able to add the grain in, and it's like it just does something where it allows your eyes to almost like comfortably
almost like
blend into the image. You know?
like the
That's
sailboat thing in Mallrats, you know.
yeah.
You guys know those hidden images and like that they're pixelated and then
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah,
this
yeah. You
hidden
just gotta
image.
keep- yeah.
You gotta squint your eyes or figure something out. There's something to that. There's something to like getting lost in the noise of something like grain, but your eye processing it like a magic trick. You know,
Okay,
it's an
okay.
interesting thing. It's a beautiful
never seen
thing.
it
If
like
you've
that.
experienced, you know, I've probably only experienced 5 35mm prints in my life, and those have been my most, you know, special screenings. You know, John Malkovich in 35, Dunkirk in 35, Oppenheimer in 35. And by the way, the fact that you're pointing out color is a special situation because why did they release a black and white version of Oppenheimer on film? Why did they release a Parasite black and white version? I mean, there's a purpose to all of this. You know, it does something different. It does something special to see these pictures in digital and in color, and to see them on film and in black and white. There's a reason why people like Fellini and Kurosawa were still doing black and white picture far after Technicolor was invented. There's a reason for this. It's pretty fascinating. And it's pretty fascinating that I don't think PTA has ever even made a digital film. I think every single one of his pictures was shot on some kind of film format.
Damn.
That's hard.
Was it him or somebody else that told you like it took me forever to learn this thing? Why would
Oh
I
yeah,
go?
yeah, it was him. Somebody asked him. Somebody was with me, asked him, and it wasn't the law. Don't bash on him. It was. I don't want to give up the name of the person that was with me, but the person that was with me asked, you know,
PT.
PT. They asked him, would you ever shoot on digital? You know, because me and we're talking about 70
He
millimeter.
got offended. I bet
He
you.
didn't get offended. He just like the knee-jerk reaction was like, dude, it took me forever to learn how to use this fucking
Yeah.
film format. Why would I go learn a whole new thing?
Fair reaction,
That was his very PTA quirky answer. Like he could have said, no, the film grain dances on film and
Yeah, it's
cinema.
like,
It
oh,
took
come
him a-
on,
Dude,
man.
I
I
don't
want
wanna
to put
learn
up
the
a new
whole-
I've
manual.
been working on this.
That was his
Finally
answer.
got it.
He
No,
told me,
he-
he's like, dude, I don't want to learn a whole new fucking thing on digital. Like, I'm good,
And,
man.
you know,
Like,
I'll
okay.
say this, like,
Yeah.
as everybody knows, I'm a very young cinematographer, so there's a lot to be learned. But that's the intimidation of trying to like shoot any movie on
Yeah.
film. Like that's for me, the taboo is like I've already invested so much time and energy to understand the digital sensor and
For
what it's
sure.
doing, and then understanding optics and how they're affecting the image. That then to say like, oh, let's just flip around and shoot full celluloid. I know what the end product will be, and that's always the goal, to get an end product that feels that way. But on a technical aspect, even looking at him on like one battle after another, the fact that you have more than just a few ACs, because now you need loaders, you need people who can actually, they're not taking it to a DIT station.
VistaVision was
Yeah.
discontinued for a reason, man. It wasn't just because we're bored. It was because it's complicated to shoot on VistaVision. It's extremely hard.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy. You don't think you'll get there?
What do you mean it'll get there?
Like digital will eventually
Oh,
be able
no,
to 100% 99 mimic it.
No,
No, because we can do that with So it's interesting conversation in photography right now. Fujifilm, Leica, to some degree, I've seen it in Canon and Nikon. But they all have film simulations.
Yeah.
And when people look at the product that comes out of those film simulation cameras, they feel almost identical.
But think about it.
And they're
We're talking
gorgeous.
about still photography. It's much easier, I think,
yeah.
to develop something that you know is going to be static versus something that you know is going to be in motion. It's
It's kind of like if you're typing notes in your laptop compared to writing out those same notes in a journal.
Oh, that's a really good.
You know,
That's a
you
good
know
one.
how I deem it? I deem it like fingerprints. I think every single film stock has its own fingerprint. Every single film stock is different. Every grain, every print, every single
Yeah.
film stock is different.
What I was
because
gonna-
you're literally, the way film works is you're shining light into a piece of silver,
Right,
of
right.
thin silver that breaks off into molecules to make the picture. So the light is gonna inform how this thing is breaking
but
every
here's-
single time. It's
Here's what
different.
I was getting at. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
even though in photography, they've been able to replicate it, and I mean, it's gotten really good.
Remember, that's how we started
no,
photography before film.
No,
it's gonna go that way.
It's worked out wonders for photography because as far as it being a tool for the medium, right?
Mm-hmm.
In photography, having something that is never going to run out of images. You're always going to be able to like shoot as many as you need. You can throw it in any condition. You don't ever have to reload and risk like losing your exposures.
Yeah.
The digital tool has worked out better, right? But in film, the whole idea of motion, it's been a whole new conversation because a digital sensor is going to have benefits that film will never have.
No.
Like when we talk about like the red cameras when they came out, a lot of people liked using them, especially for I think they talked about it in side by side, for doing special effects, for doing fast capture, because digital means that you can get these super fast readouts. You can get things that are super, super detailed. So if you're going to be doing anything that's like VFX heavy and all that, it's the perfect tool to capture like data.
The top of the photochemical process is shooting in 24 frames.
Yeah.
You know, at whatever film stock you're wanting to, but the top of the photochemical process exists. Film will never get better, right? That much we can accept.
Right.
Digital is getting better at replicating certain things. I do genuinely think that AI will make a stamp on emulating film grain, because it's attaching film grain into the motion of the person, right? It's making it unique.
And only getting better.
It's only getting better. Right now, the film grain that exists in digital are loops.
Okay.
Are pre-existing film grains that they've copied off of a film stock that has scratches or grain, and then just saying, well, let's just put that in the loop for the amount of runtime that exists.
Yeah.
I know, because we've done it. Like, we've seen the film grain work in that capacity, and it's just not there yet. And I don't know. I also think that the finite nature of film is special, man. It's the finite nature of you have to take it seriously.
That's probably what it is.
You know,
overall.
that's part of it. Like the finite nature of filming and
process.
distributing in celluloid is it still gives film a bigger purpose than we got 100 million, so we can do 100 takes today, as opposed to like we have 100 feet left of film, you get one take. It's there's something to it. You know, there's something.
I think it's kind of a maximum when it comes to intentionality, and I mean, respecting film as like an art form compared to like digital, that it's too excessive.
I feel like you're handicapping your takes, because you're only giving your actors. I know I'm coming from an actor's perspective. 1 or 2 takes, because you got to load up the film.
Let me ask you a question as an actor. If you get, let's go to extremes here. If you get David Fincher, that comes and tells you, Castro, we're going to shoot for a day. I got these test shoots. I need you to be in front of the camera.
I'm game.
I'm going to give you 100 takes. I need you to do this 100 different ways. I need you to go. Fuck, we're
That's
going to be
a
here
little
all
too
day. No, that's David Fincher, though. I'm going to give you 100 takes.
I'd rather have 100 takes than just 2.
Well, people, that's fine. That's cool, right? Well, let me put things in perspective for you. People like
I already answered the question.
People like Downey disagree with you. People like Downey's like, dude,
And Samuel L. Jackson
I'm
for
just,
sure.
Yeah,
He's
Sam
a
Jackson
one guy
too.
that
He's
just
like,
one
yo,
take.
everybody's a pro here, right? Let's get this shit done in 2 takes. My point is,
I'm gonna hate you because I like that.
That's
Okay.
Sam Jackson's words, not mine. But somebody like PTA comes to you and says, Castro, we're shooting on this extremely rare 35 millimeter film stock, and each roll of film costs $100,000.
Yeah, you're just.
I need you to know your character so well.
But why? Like, I know, but I could do that with digital.
This specific this specific film format is the tool that I'm choosing to tell the story.
100%.
So which one is of more value to an actor? I think both are. I think the answer is both. But which one is of more value to an
gotta
actor?
say-
I think it's one side for the other. I think it's acting wants the 100 and the director wants
No.
the film.
Not all
It's
actors.
range.
Take it this
It's
way.
different because some actors are like one take wonders. Some of them just really like
They're theater kids. who-
fucking Brando, Harry Dean Stanton. Those are the guys that are just like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
But then you
Let's
get that
fucking do it.
Joaquin
Clint
Phoenix is where
Eastwood.
you gotta let him play with it, leave the camera, leave the take a little bit longer just to see if you catch a magic.
Also,
Leave the
that's-
take a little bit longer, man. That takes 6 hours to
Also-
shoot a
Whoa,
fucking.
I'm there.
That's why God made rehearsals. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like,
100%, I'm
you
very
will
big
do
on
the
that.
rehearsal until you, as the director, feel like this is it.
And I
Oh,
feel- and I
and the
feel like
filmmakers
people-
who love film, the filmmakers like Marty, like PTA, and I hope to be at this level is like they love rehearsal, man.
Yeah, and
They'll
I feel
spend
like when people hear rehearsal,
twice, 3 times as long in rehearsal as they
Dude,
will
yeah.
to shoot the picture.
I hear I feel like when people hear rehearsal, they think of, oh, we're gonna read it a couple of times. No, these guys actually
No.
go through the blocking, the
Yeah,
film, how it
the
looks.
full
They get to see
Hammer test the
They
whole
get to see
nine.
their ticks. Their, you know,
Yeah,
Every-
because
people
you-
don't understand that that's
you
rehearsing.
adjust everything there, where
Yes.
then when we hit roll, you're going to be batting 100, as
Yeah, yeah.
opposed to
That's what I'm saying.
There's also people like Robert Rodriguez, which this has always baffled me, but this is his process, and I respect it. There's people like Rodriguez who have baffled me in doing, hey, I shoot digital now. I jumped on the digital train a long time ago with Obi-Wan, but I shoot for edits. So it doesn't. We won't go as long as you want, anyways. I'm gonna shoot you for 3 seconds on this take and 5 seconds on this take and
Which
3
is-
words and 5 words, and then I'm just gonna cut it together and it'll be that. So there's a lot of sides to this equation,
For
man.
sure.
Anyways, I think
just the
I
kind
think
of
we should.
creative that you-
Yeah, for sure. I think we should get to a
Any
wrapping point
rating
here.
changes?
I'm gonna stick at a 7.3, just because it's a gorgeous picture, and I've said this for other films, but it's a wonderful class in all of his films are these wonderful classes in cinematography and how to capture the intimate parts of emotion and really allow for the camera to be just a conscious observer into an actor's process, into a landscape's detail, and everything is intentional and everything's gorgeous. I just felt like maybe the story wasn't for me, and I didn't connect with it, and I kept looking for different ways I was going to connect with it.
Yep.
And of course, you know, if I live with it more, maybe
Yeah.
I'll feel like I get that thing. But because of that, I'm rating it off of merit. I'm not so much rating it off of my own personal like attachment to the film. So yeah,
I'm-
7.3.
I'm going to stick around too. I'm going to stick around at 7.1. I think this was Paul's era of
Exploration.
ethereal exploration. This almost, I don't want to call it experimental because it wasn't that. He
you
was
know-
still intentionally trying to say something. But Inherent Vice, he upped the ante. Like he doubled down on Inherent Vice from like the weirdness and quirkiness of exploring a certain character in a certain setting, and the visuals are a little more playful. So
Yeah.
I think this was just Paul's era of like, I don't want to do this serious thing so much anymore. I want to play and explore and see what these things are like.
Like the great philosopher, and this quote kept like running through my head the entire time.
I love it.
Peter Griffin once said, "It insists upon
It
itself,"
insists upon itself.
and I could not.
But by the time, and by the way, you could argue about Phantom Thread too, but Phantom Thread to me
insists
is a
upon itself.
masterpiece, man, and on all cylinders, because it's also like taking it seriously that this is Daniel Day-Lewis's last thing. Is are we
I
gonna
haven't
how?
seen it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's fucking gorgeous, but it's a great picture and a great exploration on humanity. It's like if Age of Innocence met fucking There Will Be Blood, man. Like there's
man.
something so interesting to Phantom Thread, but this is why I love Licorice Pizza so much, man, because it was Paul understanding, I know the type of storyteller I want to be. This is a specific story and type of story I want to tackle in this era of my life. And then also not get stuck in there. You know, then from there, go from Licorice Pizza to one battle after another. You have to respect the filmmaker that could reach the top of his game and then go back down into the trenches
Yeah.
and find
Respect,
it
hats
again.
off.
You know, it's so cool, man.
Where would you put it on your list of PTAs?
The Master?
Yeah,
At the very bottom.
same.
Probably like he's done
No.
what, 14 pictures or 11 pictures?
I got you.
Probably number 10.
Damn.
quick.
Yeah,
I think this is a better film than Inherent Vice. I think Inherent Vice is probably my least favorite of his period. But as we say about Marty, there's not a bad PTA picture.
Yeah, of course.
It
We're just
doesn't
ranking
exist.
them
A
by
bad
those.
PTA film doesn't exist. So the Master sits somewhere lower for me. Yeah.
I'll leave mine at an 8.3. I really love that it's a performance piece. This is the type of film and characters that I kind of go back and just study. What the little things that he did.
Movies.
No.
Well,
they're
that
not
includes
all
like
movies,
music
just
videos
because,
and
yeah,
short films.
some of them are-
If you could just Google like
how many
feature films.
how many
yeah.
features has PTA made?
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, that's fair.
Alright.
Yeah,
That's fair.
8.3. Yeah.
What about
Performance
you,
piece,
Mr.
sure.
CK?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna keep my
awesome.
8.7. There were a lot of like moments on the cinematography. Specific, I mean, you caught it. The lighting, the use of shadow, and even like the blocking hole. Like, there's just a lot
Super
that I didn't even get to
fascinating.
cover because of. I mean, we just got lost
Yeah.
in the sauce.
I
But
think
for me,
Inherent Vice, he was exploring maybe like what a noir lighting specifically, but I think this, without the master, something like Phantom Thread doesn't exist.
yeah.
You know, in terms of some of these techniques he's picked up.
To me,
Also-
this film feels like something as grand as Phantom Thread because, like, I don't know. I'm a fan of psychology. Like I
Same.
study it, the whole thing.
I don't know a lot
And
of psychology
fucking-
haters.
Yeah, dead ass. How much do you hate your brain? Yeah. But I feel like there's a lot of psychology in this film. Plus, like the way that they are able to communicate it through the cinematography and the blocking, and of course, I mean the brilliant fucking performances. You know, I got to keep mine at an 8.7.
Is this
That's fair.
my bad? This is one of your favorite, right? This is actually
Like you
yours.
place it top 5 or top 3 or
I would place this in my I have like a list of like films that I think are like the best films, and then a list of films that are like my personal favorite.
yeah.
This is somewhere in the top 10 personal favorite.
personal
Wow.
favorite.
Wow.
Well, there's only 10 CK. There's only 9. How many?
The list I found was 8.
Eight.
But
Eight.
No, I
feature
meant-
films.
I meant my own personal.
top-
my own
your
personal.
top 10, your
like
personal
Good Will
top 10.
Hunting
Gotcha.
is
He
like
actually
at the top of
made
that.
10.
He made 10?
yes.
Okay.
And they're not including
Okay.
the one battle.
You're
after
right. One battle
another.
after another isn't in there.
Yeah.
I think one battle's number 9. Yeah, I think one battle's number
Oh,
9.
man,
I
it
remember,
sucks that like his next one's gonna be a stinker then.
according to Tarantino. That's fair though, CK. I
Yeah.
dig it. I dig it. All right.
I
And-
miss John C. Riley.
Yeah.
I really wish that he could have been there.
He
was
did an
doing Step
interview
Brothers,
recently where they asked him like, "Hey, why haven't you worked with Paul?"
I saw it.
You see it, and he said something to the effect of like, "I'm ready, man. Like we stopped working together because I told him, don't cast me because I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Cast me because I'm perfect for the role."
I saw that.
And he's like, since then he stopped fucking calling me.
That's so sad.
Man,
He
no,
said
we-
that,
He
yeah,
said
too.
that,
That's
right?
crazy.
And then he's like, but we've talked. We're still very good friends.
Yeah.
He's like family to me. He's like, one day I hope to work with him again,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it'll come to fruition. So go see Hard 8, man. Hard 8. Then John C. Riley's performance is so fucking great. Anyways, that wraps up PTA month, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up our tour series of the year.
Wait, can I say something?
Yes.
The master's on the bottom for me too.
All right.
I was like, what
All right.
the-
Anyway, that
It's
wraps
still a
up
great film.
PTA.
It's still a
That's
great
fair,
film.
Mac. That's fair. I mean, I think we're all around
Excluding
there.
me out. What happened?
Yeah.
It's okay.
But no, not in the slightest.
I'm playing.
So yeah, no, it's
un chiste.
it's cool. It's cool. You're right. I think we all feel the same. No, I'm kidding. No, but yeah, it's still worth the watch. Go check out The Master.
You gotta watch it.
You need to watch this if you're exploring the cinema of PTA, and you need
Oh,
to
yeah.
you need to go
Oh,
through
yeah.
the realms.
Yeah,
I was recently I saw this TikTok where some dude was like. He had just watched all of the Kubrick films, all of them. I mean, everything from his early pictures, like everything.
And he ended up in a roof.
And he
store or
ended
what?
up like, for instance, it was like a list of I don't know, was it like 32 pictures or something?
Oh man.
And because we're talking pre-Spartacus, you know what I mean? We're talking fucking
like the killing.
yeah,
type shit.
his early shit. And he would say shit like, yeah, you know, like people are gonna hate me for this, but I'm putting Clockwork Orange in like 16, and I'm putting like, yeah, no, dude, the dude was like, fucking, I'm like, yo.
Whoa.
So in the case of somebody like PTA, you need to explore all of his films, and The Master was a point in time that. What the fuck was that?
He was trying to
caught that
recreate
on
the jail
camera.
scene. He wanted to do the jail scene.
Yeah, break the toilet. No, but yeah, it's a point in time. You'll never see a PTA Philip Seymour Hoffman collaboration again, ever. That
Why
will
not?
never happen again.
Bro, I'm gonna tackle you, bro.
Next week on the show,
We're
we
recreating
jump
the
in-
movie again.
No.
Hit him.
We jump into our Halloween flicks. We get into Spooky Month, curated by the very awesome, very talented
John C.
Nope. Eric Sanchez, as every year he comes on to help us curate the pictures. I think we kick off
Yes.
with
Paranormal
Nosferatu.
Activity.
Oh, the new one, right? Or the old
I
school
don't
one?
know. I think it's the new one because we've already covered the old one. So yeah,
Somebody
I
said they
think
liked
we're
it, yeah.
kicking off Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. I think that's what we're kicking off with, and then we'll have a few other special guests. I think we're covering like The Exorcist. I think we're covering
The Fly.
The Flies, shit like
Oh, I
that.
love
And
The
then
Fly. The Fly's good.
Fucking I don't know what.
Yeah.
the last
So
one
who's
is.
dressing up as
Mr. Producer
Nosferatu?
Man.
Who's dressing up as Nosferatu for the next episode?
The
I will
Law.
shave
The
my
Law
head.
did Wolfman last time. He did so much.
I did what is it called?
Wolfman and
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's
I Every Halloween I've come dressed up.
I know. We should join him.
And
this
I'm always
time.
gonna be Jackie Moon, bro. I'm
I
always
love
gonna,
it. I love it. So next week, join us. We're gonna kick off our Halloween months, or Halloween month rather.
Yeah, yeah.
And spooky flicks and super cool month. This Thursday, go check out our conversation with Kevin Smith. Lots of fucking fun.
Yeah, I
Wait,
loved
can I
all of
miss
it.
it.
I think the episode comes out after the film festival, no?
No.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
though
that's
you're
what- that's-
right.
Yeah.
The Kevin Smith episode comes out after. Also.
Yeah.
Remember, babe, this is after the film festival.
I just said that.
Thank you
For coming
for
to the
coming
film.
on. Yeah, thank you for everything. Make
We
sure to like,
love you.
subscribe, keep sharing, keep letting your
I
friends
love
know that
you.
we're talking about cinema in this place.
Yeah.
And thank you for supporting. Thank you for tuning into the Watch Our Film podcast. Good night.
And thank you for sticking around. Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.